Welcome back to the CSA Forex channel. It's a pleasure having you guys here. And today we are going to be looking at the gold precious metal. We're going to be looking at the gold, the shiny metal, what it has been up to from the higher time frame perspective, and we will work our way down. Now, without further ado, we're going to be starting from the daily, and we'll drop down probably to about 1 hour. So if you look at the daily, this is where this vertical line is showing where the market opened for the year. So you could see how it has been, moving for the year, more or less, right? So more or less, this is a kind of zigzag. It hasn't been a very nice clean uptrend or a very nice clean downtrend. But all the same, you should be able to understand what's happening in the market, right? So from this daily time frame perspective, we had this key area here of resistance. As you can see, this was more or less a head and shoulders pattern. Here is the left shoulder, here is the head, and then the right shoulder. And then it went all the way down to this point here, which is more or less the lows of the year. But then something rather interesting is happening now. This is a nice and fresh wave that we should be paying attention to. Price tend to move in waves depending on the time frame that you're looking at. You should be able to spot it. So inside this wave that we have over here, I'm just going to show you something now. If we add a Fibonacci from these highs all the way to these lows over here, you see that price has done something. It has pulled back, right? It has pulled back to the area of supply. Here, you can see some major supply here, and also as a flip zone as well here, which has acted as support not too long ago. And then it acted as supply resistance here, and then it is back to this area. Now, the beautiful thing about this daily time frame now is that it has confluence with the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. So we have the area of supply, or you can call it fib zone, or just call it resistance. So that's where price is now, confluence with the 61.8. And then we are expecting that the market should hold forth in this area, and then we see it tank, move all the way back to the lows of the year. At least that is what the chart is telling us. And that's why market analysis is very key, and we are to trade what we see and not what we feel, right? So this is what we can see here from the daily time frame perspective. I'm going to show you guys something also, because now that we're looking at this with respect to selling, I would always say that pay attention to the other time frames, especially if you are doing a multi-time frame analysis approach. Pay attention to the other time frames and get an understanding of what's happening in order to be in the same direction with this daily, with the higher time frames. So I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll cross over to the 4 hours here. And looking at the 4 hours, here, you're going to see something now, right? You're going to see this move. Now, this is the move for the month. And this move, the last time we had a move as volatile as this was in March, where it did about 2,000 pips. You can check your chart. It did about 2,000 pips. Now, in the month of October, it has done about 1,800 pips over here. But then if you look at what we have right in front of us, don't forget we said it pulled back to the area of 61.8. Now, looking at it from the 4 hours time frame perspective, we have a key pattern here. If you look at it, we have a key pattern here where this here should act as supply. I can see we have this reacting to that area. So we should start to see a move to the downside over here. Now, the good thing about this area here that we have based on this 4 hours time frame is that we also have this this last 4 hours candle. Let me clean this up so that you can see what I'm talking about a bit better. This last 4 hours candle here, it is an inverse pin bar, which means that price should go down, at least to this point here. Don't forget, we're looking at the move. We just talked about the move for October from this point all the way to these highs here. So the move for October, it is due for a retracement on this major 1,800 pips bullish run. It is due for a pullback. It might pull back to these areas here where you have like maybe 50 or 38.2 fib for this movement all the way to the upside. Who knows? But this area is a key and important one. You remember from the daily, you told us that we have the area of supply and then 61.8 as a form of confluence. And then on the 4 hours, you can see what we have over here, this area of supply here. And then this price action candle, the inverse pin bar, which is also indicating a sell from where it is at the moment. So if you look closely, we're having some good signals to pull the trigger to sell. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, especially when you are using a multi-time frame analysis approach to the market. You are supposed to look for clues in the same direction, looking at it from different angles, from different directions might be a bit confusing. Now, as much as we looked at the daily, we said selling is what we're interested in. And as much as we're looking at the 4 hours now, it's also selling that we're interested in. Meaning that if we look at the 1 hour or even drop lower, we should be looking forward to selling signals. And that's how we should be aligned with the higher time frame perspective. So let's cross to the hourly and let's see what we can see over here on the hourly. One thing you also need to note as we're looking at this chart over here, look at this. You can see this sideways action here. So you can see clearly that it is now beginning to do this range, right? It's beginning to do this range. And then from this range, this sideways action that we can see, what are we expecting? Right, you can see it has tested this area here where we can call our resistance. It tested it as support, and a little test here, right? So that means that if it's going to go back down to this point, we should be expecting a breakout and then a possible pullback to use that area to do what? To retest and then drop further down. Don't forget from the daily to the 4 hours and then to the hourly, we should be looking forward to selling, right? Should be looking forward to selling opportunities. And that's what we have over here. So even if you don't get the entry here from the daily and from the 4 hours, maybe you could get something here from the hourly time frame. But that means that you need to wait for that confirmation of the price breaking this area here and then dropping here, pulling back, and then that's when you hopefully expect it to push further down. Don't forget also, this is a big bullish run. That means that for every bullish run or every big bearish run or big bullish run, there needs to be that significant pullback, right? And that's what we're expecting on this chart. Now, most times when we conduct our market analysis as such, we always say, let's wait for an updated video to see what we have in the market. An updated video mean that in the next day or next week or 2 weeks or whatever duration, we will revisit this exact chart and then confirm what happened here. Because the truth now also is that this level might not hold and then it might push higher. If that happens, then it changes the perspective that we already have for selling. And then we have to reanalyze the market, right? And that's what we need to be doing as traders. But for now, my bias is a sell, right? My bias is a sell based on the daily, 4 hours, and then I'm using like the hourly. If you want, you could also drop down further, but I don't like when you drop down, it gets a bit more noisy. By the time you get 30 minutes, 15, 5 minutes, 1 minute, it gets really noisy and then it can easily be affected by news, right? When you have a scheduled news coming out, the market could easily make price to react, in a volatile manner compared to if you're looking at it from the higher time frame, right? So this is just a quick one talking about the gold precious metal and what we have on the radar. But please do not forget, as a quick disclaimer, the information that we have shared is strictly for educational purposes. You want to place the same trade that we're looking at now, it's not a problem, but just ensure you have your risk management well covered and then also ensure that your trade management also is on point. That is, you must know how to manage your trades, whether it's going in your favor or it's not going in your favor. I will definitely make an update of this. If you have any questions, comment below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And then also, if this video was helpful in any way, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys. It has been a good one. Do enjoy the rest of the day and ensure to trade safely. Goodbye for now.